everyone, and thank you for watching Edupedia World Videos. In this lecture we will talk about output determination. A sales transaction involves various stages such as pre-sales, order, delivery, pick-pack, shipment and billing. Each stage involves the generation of various documents specific to that stage. Sometimes these documents are required because of legal or commercial reasons, and sometimes they act as a milestone marking the completion of the stage. For example, an order acknowledgement that confirms the seller's acceptance of the order marks the completion of the order stage. An invoice sent by the seller to the buyer is a confirmation of the completion of the sales transaction. Processing and generating this document in a sales transaction often involves a lot of conditional permutations. They can have different formats and may be communicated using various communication media such as printed copies or using electronic media such as electronic data interchange or email, fax, and so on. A customer may be satisfied with receiving fax copies of order acknowledgement, but may want invoices sent via email, for instance. In SAP-SD, all these documents like order acknowledgement, delivery note, pick-pack list, shipping order invoice are called outputs, and their processing is controlled using the output determination technique provided by SAP. In SAP-SD, you can define an output determination for the following stages of the sales cycle: sales activities, sales documents such as quotation confirmations, order confirmations, and scheduling agreements, shipping and transportation related documents such as delivery notes, packing list, and handling units, billing related documents such as invoices, credit notes, debit notes, and invoice list. The process of setting up the output determination for the various stages mentioned here is fairly standard. We will practice the customization using one sample only, one output determination for a sales document. Before we move forward, let's identify the scope of customization required. Answering the following questions may provide you some guidance. How many output types are required per output object? This means how many output types are required for sales documents, delivery documents, billing documents, and so on. Sometimes a change in the format of the output also impacts the number of output types. Can you use existing sample output types available in SAP system, or do you need to create new output? If you can use the existing output types, then your customization revolves around making cosmetic changes, such as changing the output script or smart form. If new output types are required, should they be entered manually in the transaction, or should they be accessed automatically by SAP using the output condition records? The answer to this question decides whether you need to have an access sequence. In the former case, it does not need an access sequence, whereas in the latter case it does. What communication media is the output to be configured for? In other words, is it a print output, an email output, a fax output, and so on? Is the processing for output type manual via the application's own processing transaction provided by SAP, such as VF31 for processing billing outputs, or it is required to be processed using scheduled background jobs running at a particular interval? Now we'll talk about setting up output determination for sales documents. Output determination is a search technique based on the famous condition technique of SAP. Customization of an output determination involves the following 5 steps. First step, create the output condition tables. Second step, define the access sequences and arrange condition tables into the access sequence. Third step, maintain the output type and assign the access sequence to the output type. Fourth steps, group output types into an output determination procedure. And last step, assign the output determination procedure to its respective output object. Creating the output condition tables. This is the first step in the customization of an output determination process. Here you define the key combinations and condition tables that are required for storing your output condition records. To create a condition table for the sales document output determination process, go to SAP-ERP transaction. Click on SAP reference IMG. Go to Sales and Distribution. Basic functions. Output control. Output determination. Output determination using the condition technique. Output determination for sales documents. Maintain condition tables. Double click. Choose the activity Maintain output condition tables for sales documents. Now use the menu press Condition, Create to call up the Create Condition Table screen. In SAP, condition table numbers greater than 500 are reserved for the customer namespace. You can create your condition table by copying from some existing condition table or by creating it from scratch. To copy it from the existing table, provide the source table number in the Copy from Condition Table field while creating your condition table. To create your own condition table from start, select a number greater than 500. Provide table name 999 and press enter. As you can see, the screen is divided into two columns, Selected Fields and Field Catalog. The Field Catalog column contains all the fields that you can choose from for creating your own condition table. The Selected Fields column shows all the fields that you selected for your condition table. Now double-click on desired fields like distribution tables, division, and like Incoterms. Or you can select field and press Select Field button. You can change table name if you need it. Now we can click on Generate. Do you want to generate condition table? Yes. Test package. Save it. With condition table generation, SAP also generates a log file that automatically pops up on the screen with the completion of the condition table generation process. Always make sure to check the log entries to find out any errors that arose while generating your condition table. Once the generation process completes without errors, Your condition table becomes active and is ready for use with step 2 of the output determination process, that is, grouping condition tables into an access sequence. Press back button. Now we can move to the next step, defining access sequences and arranging condition tables into the access sequence. Go to IMG Path. Maintain output determination for sales documents. Maintain access sequences. To define your own access sequence, click New Entries and provide a 4-character identification key starting with Z and provide a meaningful text description. ZBA1 and description will be order confirmation. Press save and press save on transport request. Once you have defined your access sequence, select your entry and double-click the accesses. On this customization screen, click the New Entries button and enter condition tables in the sequence in which you would like SAP to perform the search. We will add our new table 999 and the number column indicates the number of the access within the access sequence. Will be 1. Using these two fields, number and table, you set up a logical order in which you want SAP to read the records stored in condition tables. We see here requirement fields. A requirement is a piece of ABAP code that tells SAP when to read the records from a condition table in an access sequence or when not. If a requirement falls, the condition table is not accessed. For example, requirement 2 tells SAP to process output type only if the sales document is complete and doesn't have a credit block or delivery block. You can create requirements with the help of an ABAP person. But now we will select order confirmation, second requirement. The last column is exclusive. Selecting the exclusive checkbox tells SAP to stop searching further for a conditioned record once a valid condition record is found in the current access step. This also helps in improving the system performance because it avoids accessing further records if a valid record is found. So we will check exclusive. But here we have only one entry, so actually we don't need this checkbox. Now select your entry and press on Fields node. Here you assign the fields of the condition table to the fields of the output determination structure, so that the value flows from the source fields, condition tables, to the target fields, output communication structure, during the various stages of sales cycle processing. When you double-click on the Fields node, you will receive a warning message, like this one. The field assignment has not been made. Just press Enter, and SAP will automatically assign the source and target fields to each other and take you to the next screen. When SAP is not able to find a suitable proposal for the source field, you need to provide one. In that case, click the Field Catalog button at the bottom of the screen to select the source field. But now we see that fields are selected automatically. Now press Save button and double-click on Access Sequences. Once you on Access Sequences screen, select your new access sequence and press Utilize to call up the Generate Access Sequences screen. Provide the value for your access sequence and click Execute to activate your access sequence. Always make sure to activate after you create or make any changes to a condition table or an access sequence. Now we can move to the next step. Next step is maintaining the output type and assigning the access sequence to an output type. Here you set up an output type and assign the access sequence created in step 2 to it. An output type is controlling element of the output determination process. An output type controls what output media, mail, print, fax, to use for sending output, which print script or print program to use, whether the output is to print manually or through the batch job, and so on. Further, you can set up an output type to be assigned manually to a sales document or to be determined automatically. If you want it to be determined automatically, you need to assign an access sequence. Now click on Maintain Output Types. As in the previous examples, you can use the New Entries button to create the new output type from scratch, or use the Copy button to create the output type via the Copy with Reference function to an already existing output type. We create our output type using the copy method and source output type BA00 order confirmation. So click on Change button, select order confirmation and press Copy as. Change output type for Z999 order confirmation. You will see General Data tab. This tab controls the data behavior of an output type. Here are the various customization fields, starting at the top left. First one, Access Sequence. This field represents the access sequence that is assigned to the output type for automatic output determination. We create our new access sequence ZBA1 with the confirmation. Access to conditions. This checkbox controls whether an output type should perform access to condition tables. When selected, it means yes. When it's unselected, it means no. We will check this checkbox. Next field cannot be changed. This checkbox controls whether the SAP should allow the manual change of an output type in the documents, once it is successfully determined. Multiple issuing. This checkbox controls whether SAP should allow for repeat processing multiple outputs for the same output time, or whether the output type should be used only once in the document. Next field, partner independent output. This checkbox controls whether the output should depend upon the partner or should be partner independent. Do not write processing log. This checkbox controls whether to write the processing log to the output type. Next step, default values tab. The default values tab is used for setting up the default values for the output processing related customization. First field, dispatch time. This field specifies when and how to dispatch the output type. The available options are as follows. First one, when you select one, your output type is dispatched with a scheduled job. This job we can create using transaction SM37. We will show it in next lectures. Second option acts like option 1 but with an earliest processing date and requested processing time. When you select 2, the program of the background scheduled jobs processes the output message only when the processing date is reached. Select Third to manually use the application's own transactions. In other words, like VF31 for billing, VL71 for delivery, and VT70 for shipping. And last one, for automatic dispatch once the document is saved. We will use third one, send with application own transaction. Next field is transmission medium. This specifies what medium to use for dispatch, such as print, email, or fax. We will use print output. Next field, partner function. This specifies which partner function to use for dispatch, such as SP sold to party. Last field in this step, communication strategy. Here you specify the communication strategy that defines the sequence of communication methods that can be used while sending output messages externally. We can move to the next step, time. With the time customization tab, you can restrict the output time from using a particular dispatch value, such as no processing by a job or no processing by an application or transaction. For example, the selection for time in one, periodic job, not allowed, tells SAP that output type cannot be processed using a periodic batch job. Storage system tab. Storage system tab helps you to take control over whether the output type is to be used for printing only, for archiving only, or for both printing and archiving. We will use print only. And document type, sales order, document type. Print parameter, sales organization, and other two fields is not necessary here. Now we can press enter and copy all entries. Press OK. So we have successfully created our output type Z999 order confirmation. Once you have defined the general settings for an output type using all the various steps, the next step is to customize the mail title and text, processing routines, and assignment of the output type to partner functions. Now we will talk about mail title and text. Double-click on the mail title and text. Here you can maintain the title text for your output type in various languages. When you send the output type via email, SAP uses this title text to generate the subject line for the email in the correct language. So if you have maintained the output in the condition record or in the transaction document with the language as English, the English title will be picked up. And when it is, for example, French, the title text maintained in French will be picked up to generate the subject line. Now we need to check if we have English line here. Yeah, as we can see, we have here English title, access type for print parameter and proposal. So we can save and save transport request. Here you define the processing programs and corresponding forms or form routines for your output type. Suppose you want to print the order confirmation document. You assign the print program and corresponding print form, order confirmation or document template to the screen medium output on this screen. So in our example, our print program will pull the data from this order document and provide it to the order confirmation template, which is then proceeded as per the processing settings we maintained on the detailed customization screen for the output time. Similarly, you can also define the processing parameters for another output medium, such as the EDI program with a form routine for EDI output. Now we see that we have print output with our program, form routine, PDF smart form, and type PDF. Creating a program, a form and smart form, you can talk with ABAP group, Advanced Business Application Programming Group, and they can create this program. Now double-click on partner functions. Here you can define the partners relevant for output processing. The output for a billing document is assigned to the bill to party. The output for shipping documents is assigned to ship to party. And the output for sales document are assigned to the sold to party partner function. So we see here the print output, fax, EDI, and distribution is assigned to sold to party partner function. We can save our data and save. Data was successfully saved. So now we can move to the next step, grouping output types into an output determination procedure. Once the output type is defined, the next step is to group the output type into an output determination procedure. An output determination procedure contains all the relevant output types arranged in the procedural sequence in which SAP will access them during output processing for a business transaction. Double-click on Maintain Output Determination Procedure. As usual, use the New Entries button to create the new output procedure from scratch, or the Copy button to create the output procedure with reference to an existing one. We'll create our new procedure, copy it from the existing one, order output. So select order output and click copy as Z99 and press enter. Copy all entries. Okay, now select order output procedure and click on control data. As we copied our procedure from existing one, that we see all reference steps from the previous procedure. We can delete all steps that we don't need here. We don't need all this one. And press delete. Now press New Entries. And we will add here our new condition type. The following are the various fields on this customization screen. First field, step. Use this field step to set up the sequence in which the output types need to be arranged in the determination procedure. 1. Counter. Use this field counter to set up the subsequence in which the output types need to be arranged in the determination procedure. Will be first one. Condition type. Here you enter the output type that you created earlier. Z999. Requirement. This field requirements allows you to specify the specific requirement that you want SAP to look into before accessing the output type. If the requirement false, SAP will not access the output type. We will take second requirement, order confirmation, and press choose. Last field, manual only. This checkbox, when selected, forces an output type to be processed manually only. Now we can save our data, save transport request. And exit. And finally, assign the output determination to its respective business object that needs output control, such as the sales document. Click on Assign Output Determination Procedure. Press Allocate Sales Document Header. Cell type, standard order. Click on Position, Sales Document, or standard order. Change output procedure to order output. And we can change output type to order confirmation Z999. We use standard order just for example. We can create our new sales document type and assign our output procedure and output type to that document type. But we will talk about creating new sales document type in next lectures. Now we can save our changes and save transport request. Data was successfully saved. So we have completed our output determination customization in SAP SD module. We created the output condition table. We defined the access sequence and arranged condition tables into the access sequence. We maintained the output type and assigned the access sequence to the output type. We grouped output types into output determination procedure, and we assigned the output determination procedure to its respective output object. Thank you for watching Edupedia World videos.